I had to go back to what I asked the Lord on Monday night before I went to bed. And if you haven't been able to watch that prayer meeting that we had here on Tuesday, that was an awesome gathering. And it was led by the Spirit of God. It didn't have a bunch of opinions in it, and we just built a throne and asked the Lord to seat it. But for me to have faith to hear, I finally had to get to the right question with the Lord on Monday about what was ahead for America. Because I knew I'm not the type just to pray that who I want or whatever candidate I want to get in office, pray that. And I'm not like that. And I had to go back to where the Lord had visited me in 1986 and showed me 10-year increments. And we have books, and you go get the books. 10-year increments in 1996, 2006, 2016, through 2026. And I mean, it has just been like an outline for the world. And it's been really amazing. And so I had to really get to the right question. And finally, as I sought him on Monday and spent time with him, I finally heard what to ask him. Look at somebody and say, you can just talk way too much to the Lord. And never get through. And I think sometimes why we don't have faith is we don't ask the right question and then wait to hear, because faith comes by hearing. You can't spend all day whining to the Lord about something, and you're never going to hear that way until he just finally tells you to be quiet. But I finally asked him, I said, Lord, can you show me something about America past 2026? Because I need to be able to see how you see America in past 2026. Because I know what I've seen up to 2026. So look at somebody and say, settle in, you're not going to get raptured next year either. I even asked the Lord. I had such a migraine Thursday and Friday. I said, Lord, let me talk to you again about this rapture thing. Is there any way you could just rapture me out of this? And the Lord did not say anything. And it was amazing because the Lord awakened me at 3 Tuesday morning and said these words. And I'd asked him one question so I knew what he was referring to. He said, extend time, Hezekiah. And I thought, first of all, when Hezekiah didn't die, he really got things messed up after that. So let me, Lord, hear this. And then I started reading and going to the Word and everything about Hezekiah in relationship to time. He did 2 Passovers in 1 year. You know, he did all sorts of things about time. And he got sick, and he prayed, and the prophet prophesied. Isaiah prophesied and extended his life for 15 more years. And I knew that wasn't it. And so as I was reading and really praying and spending time with the Lord, on Tuesday morning at about 4 o'clock our time, Israel contacted me and said, God is saying Hezekiah to you. Now, I want I'm sharing this with you as a testimony to show you when you ask him something, he's going to make sure you hear him. And so I went to Isaiah and I began to read. And, you know, it was where Sennacherib was coming against him, and Sennacherib was trying to convince and Rabshakeh that they were just one in a long line of victories for the enemy. And Robert's going to actually teach on that next Sunday. You won't want to miss it. It is a message that he brought probably 20 years ago that to this day, I can remember almost every word of that message. It is that important to understand it because it has a pattern that if it gets in you, it's going to extend you. Look at somebody and say, you're being extended. Now, and the Lord got me to Isaiah 37:30. Now remember, I asked him, here we are in 2024, can you show me past 2026? And finally, the prophet Isaiah, who prophesied to Judah, and Hezekiah was the king of Judah, prophesies this. And I'm very alert because the Lord sent all the way from Israel to say, God is saying Hezekiah to you. And I got to Isaiah 37 because the Lord had determined to overtake this enemy that was trying to defeat them and ruin them for the years ahead. And I got to this verse 30 of Isaiah 37, and it says, you shall eat this year such as it grows. The second year, and we're already in 5785. So 2025, you shall eat this year such as it grows. The second year, what springs from the same. And in the third year, sow and reap, plant vineyards, and eat the fruit of them. And the remnant who has escaped of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward. And I started looking at that, and all of a sudden I said, oh my Lord, that takes us to 2027. See, this year, we're already in 5, we'll cross over to 2025. Year 2, 2026. Year 3, 2027. And the Lord said, I want to show you that if you will progress through the next 2 years, you'll have new fruit in 2027. Now look at somebody and say, well, I don't want to get raptured then. I want to be here. And so the time frame was set for my intercession ahead. And it says really just make it through this coming year, make it through the next year, and then watch a new level of fruitfulness come. Tell somebody you're going to be fruitful, so keep going. Yes. Now, because of that, I want to remind you of a couple of things. You are living in a time of recovery. And so what the Lord was saying is, I'm bringing you a 3-year turnaround period. Tell somebody, I'm going to turn around and turn around again and turn around again. But he has an order for recovery, restoration, prosperity, and breakthrough. And we're going to have to get in that order.